Spencer.
Maggie, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm actually kind of stressed about distribution requirements. I know I'm only in my first semester, but I feel like I haven't fulfilled any of them. I don't even understand what some of them are. Can you help me?
Well, Maggie, you've come to the right place. Lucky for you, you're not alone in this. And also, I'm here with your ASC Academic Success Coach, Izzy, and she knows all about distribution requirements, so we can help you understand them.
You're probably fulfilling more of them than you think. Almost every class counts for a distribution requirement.
Let's start with the writing requirement.
I think I'm taking my writing class next semester.
Great.
Every first year at Wellesley College has to fulfill the writing requirement. You rank your preferred writing classes over the summer and are usually placed into one of your top 5 choices by the beginning of the school year. Your writing class is either in the fall or the spring.
Sweet. Okay, I think that one will be done soon.
So next, let's talk about the quantitative reasoning requirement, or QR, which has 2 components.
Right. The first part is the QR Basic Skills Survey, which you've already taken. If you scored a 9.5 or above on that exam, then you've completed the first part of the QR requirement. If not, it only takes one class, QR 140, to fulfill that requirement. And that class should be taken in your first year.
Okay, I'm actually taking that this semester because I didn't pass the exam. I already feel a lot more confident with my QR skills, and I got to meet a lot of other first years.
That's awesome. I also took that class my first year. A lot of students end up taking it.
The second part of the quantitative reasoning requirement is the QR overlay course. If we look at the course browser together, you'll see that there are certain courses that fulfill this requirement, and they are designated by QRF in the distribution requirement. A lot of these classes are labs, so they can be a big time commitment. The only other way to satisfy this requirement is to have a score of 5 on an AP statistics exam.
Okay, I understand those mandatory classes, but what about the other requirements?
Wellesley has a language requirement as well, which is awesome because Wellesley's language departments are amazing. There are several ways you can fulfill the language requirement. The first is by completing 2 units of language study at the second year college level. This usually means passing 201 and 202 in a foreign language. Depending on your skill level, you can start with a 101 course or a higher level course through taking the placement test.
Some students can satisfy the foreign language requirement with a score of 690 or above on the SAT 2 exam, a 5 on an AP language exam, or a 5 or above on a higher level IB foreign language exam.
Okay, I actually took Spanish in high school and I placed into 201, so I was planning on taking that next fall. I guess I'm already on the road to fulfilling that requirement.
See, this whole course distribution thing isn't as daunting as it seems. Now, on to the nitty-gritty of the distribution requirements.
To graduate, you'll need to take 3 courses in language and literature and visual arts, music, theater, film, and video. You'll need at least 1 course in each of those 2 areas.
What a lot of students don't know is that a 200 level foreign language course usually fulfills the language and literature requirement.
Okay, well I've got that taken care of, but I'm not artistic at all. How can I take an art class?
There are plenty of classes in the visual arts, music, theater, film, and video section that don't require good drawing skills. I took a cinema and media studies course to fulfill mine, but you can take any number of courses, including like maybe an art history course.
Moving on, every student needs to take at least 1 course classified as social and behavioral analysis, or SBA.
Well, what counts as SBA?
SBA courses are social science courses, so anything in the field of economics, political science, women and gender studies, psychology, or environmental studies, all of those departments qualify. There are also a ton of other classes that fulfill SBA.
You'll also need 2 courses in at least 2 of these 3 categories: historical studies, epistemology and cognition, or religion, ethics, and moral philosophy.
That sounds overwhelming. I'm taking a history class right now, but what other classes can I take for the other categories?
A lot of philosophy and religion courses will also fall into one of those 2 categories.
How do I know?
Let's take a look at specific courses on the course browser. You'll see that the acronyms denote which distribution requirements they fulfill. For instance, if you're looking for a class to satisfy epistemology and cognition, you can always choose that setting in the filters.
After your first semester is over, you'll be able to go onto your My Wellesley portal page and find out which distribution requirements the classes you took first semester fulfill. When you get closer to graduation, you'll need to select which classes you want to count for which requirement.
Okay, I guess I'll go on the course browser later and figure out what classes I want to take next semester.
The last of the distribution requirements is 3 courses to fulfill the natural and physical sciences and mathematical modeling. You must take at least 1 course in each section, and 1 of the 3 units must have a lab.
So you could go about this multiple ways. I took 2 math classes that met the mathematical modeling requirement, and I took 1 biology class that counted for natural and physical sciences. You can also take 2 science courses and 1 math course. It's up to you, just so long as you take 1 of each.
And don't forget the lab.
Okay, I was thinking about taking biological sciences 113, but I know that it counts as both natural physical science and QR overlay. Can I count it as both?
When it comes to the QR overlay, as well as the foreign language requirement and the multicultural requirement, classes that fulfill 1 can also be counted to fulfill a regular distribution requirement, such as the SBA or NPS.
That being said, classes can only count for 1 of the major distribution requirements. So if there's a course that's designated as either social and behavioral analysis or language and literature, such as Women and Gender Studies 120, you can only use it for 1 of those options.
Okay, that makes sense, but what's the multicultural requirement you mentioned?
Wellesley believes that students should study courses not only outside of their major, but also that are exploring different cultures.
All students must complete 1 unit of coursework that focuses on African, Asian, Middle Eastern, Caribbean, Latin American, Native American, or Pacific Island peoples, and/or a minority American culture, such as those defined by race, religion, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or physical ability, and/or the processes of racism, social or ethnic bias, or cross-cultural interaction.
Okay, so the classes that fulfill that requirement sound really interesting. Will I be able to count those classes for other distribution requirements?
Yeah, make sure when you register for the class to also complete the online multicultural course form, which can be found on Wellesley's website under Multicultural Requirement, Academic Policies and Procedures page. And if you have difficulty finding it, you can just email me.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your help. I feel a lot more comfortable knowing that fulfilling these requirements isn't going to be stressful or difficult.
You're very welcome. And let me know if you have any other questions. The ASCs and class deans are always willing to help you.
You bet. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching!